Be ready to break for buses this morning. It's back to school in the Clarksville and West Clark Community School Districts. We're breaking down what you need to know before that first bell rings. A disturbing find. Scientists looked at the brains of 111 dead NFL players, and all but one had CTE. That's a brain disease caused by repeated trauma to the head. A close vote, but Senate Republicans got it done. They successfully voted to start debating ways to repeal and replace Obamacare. They'll be in session today. And the city of Louisville adds another homicide to its list. Overnight, police say they found a man badly hurt on Carolyn Way in the Newburgh neighborhood. That man was taken to a hospital but did not survive. Welcome to Morning Brew. I'm Juliana Valencia. Thank you for waking up with us. In just a couple of hours, the 2017 school year starts for students and teachers in the Clarksville and West Clark Community School Districts. Our Sarah Wagner is live at Clarksville High School. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning, Renee. Well, if you are driving through Clark County today, go ahead and give yourself some extra time as those school buses will be out on the road. There are a total of 6,000 students in the West Clark and Clarksville Community School Districts heading back to class today. Of course, this is a huge day for everybody, but especially for Clarksville Community Schools. This is the first year on the job for Superintendent Tina Bennett. We'll talk with her about that experience a little later this morning. There are lots of exciting programs happening with all 4 schools this year, including a very special surprise for the middle schoolers happening later this morning. And before you send your child back to school, go ahead and take a picture and share it on the WHAS 11 Facebook page with us. We love to see all those photos. Now let's go ahead and get a first check on the school bus forecasts with First Alert meteorologist T.D. Shutt.
Thanks, Sarah. Good morning, Kentuckiana. It should be a great start for the first day of school in southern Indiana. It's going to be nice to across the board. We've got comfortable temperatures this morning. It will warm up quickly by the lunch hour. Going to be into the lower 80s on our Max HC radar. Nothing going on. In fact, it is really quiet across the eastern part of the country. The only exception being Florida. We've got a tropical system producing some heavy rain there. But other than a few high, thin clouds, we are looking good. A few fair weather cumulus clouds will pop up as the day wears on, taking you hour by hour. Notice by the time you head home, we'll be into the upper 80s here in the metro area, mid 80s in the outlying areas. And then as we go through the evening hours, temperatures will begin to settle back down into the 70s. So we're going to look at a comfortable evening, and things look good heading into early August, at least for the first day. That may change, though, by the midweek. We'll talk more about that in your Storm Team forecast coming up in just a bit.
All right, as far as traffic goes in the metro, looking really nice, but we're headed over towards southern Indiana right now, right around Harris and Floyd counties. This is where we have multiple EMS and police on the scene of this fatal crash here, 64 westbound, right around that Georgetown exit. You are now being rerouted around mile marker 118. This happened just a few miles west of that area, and you can see our views just east of that. We're in the clear. Trying to get more information for you there. Other than that, looking really nice in the metro and around the Lewis and Clark Bridge in the northeast section of Jefferson County. Everything up to speed, very light traffic on 71 and 64, a 9 to a 12-minute drive. And coming up in just a few minutes, another reason why you should put down the phone.
Thank you, Brooke. And we are just hours away from another debate on the Senate floor over health care. Last night, the GOP's latest plan to get rid of Obamacare failed, but it is not over yet. And Jonathan, restarting the debate was a victory in itself.
It was. Last night was just a procedural vote, the first round. Today we are expecting another round, and this time we're expecting to see Obamacare repealed entirely. The man behind that vote will be Kentucky Senator and Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. The goal is to give Republicans time to come up with a replacement over the next 2 years before it takes effect. But that bill may not pass. At least 3 Republican senators have said they won't support a repeal without a replacement. Today on the Senate floor, we could see something known as a vote-a-rama. Here's what that means. Different senators introduce an unlimited number of amendments. Each amendment is considered and voted on for about 10 minutes until the Senate is finished with all of the amendments. It could take 20 hours to hear from everyone, so they're in for a long day. And of course, if we're talking politics, we have to talk about Senator John McCain this morning. He has returned to the Capitol for the first time after being diagnosed with brain cancer. Senator McCain made an emotional call for leaders to work together, but he also showed his sense of humor. He poked a little fun at the support he's been getting.
I have every intention of returning here and giving many of you cause to regret all the nice things you said about me.
And Juliana, you can see that even though the Senate doesn't agree on everything, they've really come together to surround Senator John McCain to really support him through this.
And it's good to see him smiling and that he's well enough to be part of the process.
Definitely.
All right, well, thank you, Jonathan.
You're welcome.
If you're driving through downtown Louisville today, you may expect to see more anti-abortion protests. And this time at Metro Hall, the group Operation Save America is planning to use a large jumbotron to get their message across. Group leaders say that people need to see abortion to reject abortion. A family in Bardstown could be torn apart today. Eric Cortez, a husband and father of 3 children, could be deported. When Cortez was 15, he came to the U.S. illegally from Mexico. He's been here for more than 20 years. In 2010, Cortez was pulled over because of the dark tint on his windows. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, became involved. Cortez's wife says her family's last hope to keep him here was to apply for a special permit. That permit covers people who came to the U.S. illegally when they were children. Her husband's application was denied.
There's no hope. I have no hope for this. I know that it's imminent. Deportation is imminent, and there is no hope.
Well, we reached out to ICE, and they sent us a statement saying Cortez was here illegally and will be removed. Cortez is currently being held in Louisiana. This morning, investigators in Louisville have another homicide to solve. Police say they found a man who was badly hurt around midnight on Carolyn Way. That's in the Newburgh neighborhood. Police tell us the man was taken to a hospital, but he did not survive. We are asking investigators about who that man was and what leads they are working on. Indiana State Police want to crack down on you picking up your phone when you drive. And Brooke, people may not see this coming.
No, we've all been there. We're sitting there, we're looking at our phones, trying not to be distracted, but you know it's happened. We're all guilty. And then you see that cop that's
and
either,
you slow down, put your phone away.
You put the phone away. He's either in the rear view, you see him coming up on the other side. Well, guess what? Now ISP troopers are going to work undercover, and they're going to start to blend in more with their unmarked cars in hopes of catching you distracted in the act. And for a good reason. Take a look at some of the numbers we're talking about this morning. If you stop and think about this, the U.S. Department of Transportation says distracted driving killed more than 3,400 people across the country just in 2015.
The function of this car is to blend in with traffic, to catch violators that are going to behave like they normally do without the presence of law enforcement.
You're going to see this happening more often, guys. The last Friday, police say they believe a truck driver who later died was distracted when he slammed into another semi there on I-70. And as we mentioned, we're all guilty of some form of distracted driving, but this is definitely a story and a precaution you need to take now, if not for your own life, but for others out on the road.
Especially, and with them being undercover, a lot of people may be learning the hard way.
And especially the undercover cop cars, that already kind of creates a little
tension.
Uneasiness. A lot of people call 911 when they're thinking they're getting pulled over, not sure if it's the real thing or not.
Them.
You'll get that a lot more now, too.
All right. Well, thank you, Brooke.
Yeah.
Still ahead here on Morning Brew on GMK, the new numbers are stunning and raising red flags for parents across the country. 111 NFL brain scanned, 110 with brain disease. We're digging deeper into this research. And having an actual conversation with your pet? The technology to make it happen is closer to being real than you might think.
Hey, good morning, Kentuckiana. Meteorologist T.G. Shuck. Great looking start to the day. Nothing on our Max HD radar. We are pretty quiet east of the Mississippi. Got a few high, thin clouds out there you can see from our Morgan & Morgan HD camera network. Our Review Restaurant Lounge cam atop the Galt House. Checking out the rest of the day. It's the last day of July, so you would expect it to be warm, but the good news is humidity levels will be low. They may creep up a touch heading into the day tomorrow, but it does look like our storm chances increase for the midweek. But, Juliana, the great news is we may end up looking at a carbon copy of what we just enjoyed this past weekend. So hopefully if you enjoyed last weekend, we may see it again this coming weekend.
Another weekend at the pool, and I like how you mentioned low humidity levels. My hair likes it.
That's always a good, yeah, the whole hair thing, that's a big deal, I know.
Well, thank you, TG. Across Kentuckiana right now, kids of all ages are gearing up for football season. Now, there's some new research many parents need to know about this morning. A study from Boston University is taking a closer look at the effect of football on the brain. Scientists looked at the brains of 111 NFL players, and get this, 110 of them showed signs of a disease known as CTE. And Derek, this is an alarming number. Take us through the rest of this research.
The number really is alarming, Juliana. You know, as football fans, we've been becoming more aware of this in recent years, especially with that movie Concussion. But more importantly, it's parents who are paying significant attention because CTE is a degenerative brain disease believed to be caused by repeated blows to the head. The brains included in this report were all studied after the player's death. And it's the numbers in these slides that you're really going to want to make note of. The most common cause of death for players with mid-stage CTE was suicide at 27%. Among players with more severe cases of CTE, the most common cause of death was a neurodegenerative, similar to dementia and Parkinson's. That was at 47%. So you might be asking yourself, what does this really mean? Here's some perspective for you on how far-reaching this could be. Each NFL team can have as many as 53 players on a roster. You add in the 5 practice squad members, multiply by 32 teams, and you come up with 1,856 players in the league. And another ratio also concerning 110 out of 111. That's what you mentioned earlier. All but one of the brains from these former players showed signs of CTE. Only one of them did not. So a lot of attention being focused on this. We've seen the reports we've seen in NFL and other leagues that they are cracking down on the concussion protocol and just really trying to protect these players.
A lot of parents are going to be thinking about this as their kids go out to play. But you mentioned the movie Concussion. They were really calling the NFL out.
They certainly were calling the NFL out. In this movie, really putting a bigger spotlight on this issue, as we see now this report with these really startling findings, 110 out of 111.
It is. Well, thank you, Derek. Well, still ahead here on the Morning Brew on GMK, we are on your side helping you plan your next big road trip. We put the new Road Tripper app to the test. And understanding what your pet is trying to tell you. A closer look at the technology that could open up a new world of communication. And time now for a check of the roads. Right now we have an 8-minute drive, a 9-minute drive from I-265 to the junction, and a 12-minute drive from I-265 taking 64 to the junction, all in the green. Welcome back. Have you ever wondered what your dog or cat is thinking?
Sure.
All the time. I know. I want to know what my dog Wilson is thinking. Well, Amazon says there may be technology that would make it possible to chat with your pet within the next 10 years. The people working on this project say the idea for the technology is based off of the language of prairie dogs. And biologists say prairie dogs have a surprisingly understandable way of communicating that includes words for different types of predators and colors. So this story made me think, would you guys buy technology to understand what your pet is saying? Just grab your phone and head over to WHAS11.com/vote and share your idea. I mean, we were talking about this, how you can already understand what your pet is saying, but it would be nice to know what they really are saying.
I mean, really, when you think about this on the surface, it's like, how is that even possible? But again, the way technology has advanced,
it's crazy.
Anything is possible. And I know when I had dogs, like, and it's the same way with you and Wilson, I'm sure, you had that little bit of give and take and rapport that you build up over the course of time. But to be able to just kind of facilitate that even more,
be like, hey, you hungry?
That would be amazing. Yeah, it'd be a great thing.
It would be really cool, but you're right. I do feel like I already understand what he's saying just by his look, and just when you spend time with animals, you create that connection.
Well, I'll be interested to see what the poll says.
Well, right now, actually, this is interesting. 67% are saying count me in, 33% are saying nope. So I don't know why those 33% wouldn't want to know.
I think at some point, as we go through the remainder of the show, that should
go more 80,
it should be skewed
20.
a little bit higher. Because I mean, if you've got pets or had pets, you're going to want to know what's going on.
Okay, well, TJ, is it a good day to bring your dog outside?
It is a great day for a walk for your pet, especially your dogs. I don't know how many people walk their cats, but you get the general idea. Anything's possible nowadays. But boy, what a great weekend out there. Lots of sunshine. We got the same thing going on this Monday. Everything looking good. Morgan & Morgan HD Camera Network, our Review Restaurant Lounge cam atop the Galt House. Beginning to see a few fair weather cumulus clouds pop up as expected, and we are heating up pretty quickly here. I think we'll see average highs today pretty close to 90. 89 is our average high here in Louisville. And really, when you look at our dew dew points, low mid-60s. That's not bad. We were dealing with mid-70s dew points. If you remember this past Friday, we had a heavy amounts of rain here in Louisville for a period of time during the late morning. That's because of all the moisture in the atmosphere. It's not happening. We got big high pressure, all the actions down here over Florida with the tropical system there, creating some very heavy rain for the Sunshine State. Futurecast take you hour by hour here. Again, upper 80s here in the metro, mid 80s into the outlying areas. Tomorrow morning we'll wake up upper 60s to around 70. And again, I think we'll see a few more clouds around as we progress through the day tomorrow. That's going to open the door for a frontal system, so you notice everything beginning to light up for the midweek. So you'll need the rain gear by then. 88 for the afternoon high, mostly sunny, fair skies tonight, 70. Coming up tomorrow, again, just a touch warmer, a little bit more in the way of humidity. I think a few more clouds around, but our rain chances hold off until Wednesday. Thursday and Friday, they're still going to be around. We've got a cold front coming in on Friday, and the ironic thing here is first weekend of August may be like the last weekend of July. Try low 80s. I mean, 80 on Saturday here in Louisville, that would mean upper 70s in the outlying area. So we may legitimately go 2 weekends in a row with some
awesome
very nice weather. But hard to believe summer's coming to an end. School system's already back in session in southern Indiana. They will be here in Kentucky pretty soon. So
We're already seeing pictures from students who are starting school today, coming out of southern Indiana. Now we're going to take a look at this first picture sent in today, and this was sent in by Lori Lyle Thomas. She shared this one with us, and she says her son is starting second grade.
he's ready to go.
Look at him. He looks so cool. Those glasses really make him, and the comb over. I love it. Studious. He looks studious but sly.
Yeah.
In Spanish, we say picaroso. I don't know how to say it in English, but he's a picaroso guy. So second picture, we're looking, Julie Campbell-Beatty sent this one, and those are her two boys, Max and Trey. Her youngest is starting 8th grade, and her oldest is starting his senior year of high school. And I love to see it when they're younger
kind of the
and they're
before
older.
and after. Yeah, good
My
stuff.
mom, she kind of took the photos, but she didn't keep up that people are doing nowadays.
People are on it.
Well, now this last one we've got from Meredith Brooke, and she says that her son and daughter are enjoying their first day of school together. So, of course, we want to see your back-to-school pictures. Share them with us on the WHAS 11 Facebook page. And I know we're working on collecting some photos here at the station of our first day of school. TG, my kindergarten photo, I was rocking the fro back then.
Well,
Big
I'm gonna have to dig deep in the archives to find mine.
Did they have a camera back then?
Yeah, exactly. That was before electricity. And
No, we're kidding.
No, it's some of the haircuts will be interesting. I'll have to dig those out. But yeah, it always a lot of anticipation heading back to school. You know, nervous, yet excited, fun. So,
new backpack, new lunchbox.
Yep, it's a great time of the year, and I'm sure it'll start out well for everybody.
Well, thank you, TG. It's time now for that coffee quiz question, and today we're going to give away 2 tickets to the NSRA Street Rod Nationals and a $25 gift card to Steak and Shake. So here's your question. How many strings does a standard ukulele have? Is it 4, B 5, or C 6? Just be the 11th caller at 582-7227 with the correct answer to win. And of course, you cannot have won in the last 90 days. And the answer and the name of today's winner a little later. The time right now is 6:04, and an app for road tripping. We're on your side seeing how it really works. Time now is 6:22. A quick check on the roadways. Here's a look at 64. No traffic really on the roadways. Be safe driving into work this morning. And as summer vacation is coming to an end in the next couple of weeks for your kids, we know many of you will be taking time off to squeeze in that one last summer trip. So if you plan to drive out west, digital reporter Will Weibel is on your side this morning with an app to help you plan for that big road trip.
Late summer is the perfect time to hop in the family car and take a road trip. To help you get your kicks on Route 66, check out this week's App of the Week. The Road Trippers app is the perfect companion to your long drive, and there are a few different ways to use it. If you already know where you're going, plug in your starting point and destination. The app will show you hotels, attractions, and natural wonders along your route, so you can pick and choose what to explore along the way. If you're in the mood for a road trip but aren't sure where to go, check out the app for ideas for great trips, along with a suggested itinerary and advice on where to stay. When you get off of the highway, Road Trippers can help you navigate the city with a GPS-enabled map, and when you're done with your trip, you can share it with your friends and family straight from the app. So, whether you're thinking about hitting the open road or you already have a trip planned, check out the Road Trippers app today. For more information on this app, head to WHAS11.com. And be sure to tune in next week for an app to help you see the national parks while on your trip. With your App of the Week, I'm Will Weibel, WHAS 11 News.
I'll have to try that app. We'll still ahead here. A change to the look of Louisville. We'll tell you about the move city leaders are thinking about and how it could improve the air we breathe. TG?
Hey, good morning, Kentuckiana. Meteorologist TG Shuck. We are warming things up out there on this Monday. It's going to be a beautiful afternoon to finish out July. But what about the rest of the week heading into early August? We'll have the forecast for you coming up.
And remember, we want to know what you think. Grab your smartphone and go to WHAS11.com/vote. Let us know, would you want to buy technology that would make it possible to chat with your pet within the next 10 years? We're asking. Right now, 67% say count me in, 33% say no. We'll be right back with our top stories after this.